Hello, I'm Zane, and in this video, I'll showcase this neat little rework jig I designed, tested, and produced for a client. The client needed to add holes to a manufactured part after it had been deployed in the field. In discussing the various options with the client, we settled on a 3D printed jig with drill bushings and a locking pin. Let's walk through the design, testing, and development of this special jig tool. The end result is a repeatable and robust jig that drops the scrap numbers down to near zero. The operator simply slides the jig onto the frame until the locking pin drops down into place. Then the holes can be drilled out at exactly the correct spot. Not only do the holes have to be precise, they must also be drilled while the housing is in place. Add to that the fact that the holes are close to the bottom of the table, meaning that the drill must come in at a slight angle to the sheet metal. This would be near impossible to do without a special tool like the one shown. It's critical that there are no surprises in the field. These tools must work, and they must work over 100 plus cycles each. This calls for rigorous testing. To that end, I designed a test fixture and these replaceable plates that were plasma cut so I can test and iterate and test again. The testing paid off in a big way when I found out a few flaws in the design. First, the bushings would start to spin in place and work themselves out after building up heat during use. Second, the PETG would develop hairline cracks near the bushings after about 100 cycles. The good news is that the bits are more than sufficient for the task at hand, as a single bit ate through hundreds of holes worth of sheet metal. Based on the results of the testing, I beefed up the PETG walls. I actually added about 6 millimeters to avoid the hairline fractures. I also added channels for the bushings, into which epoxy resin will be added to secure the bushings in place and prevent them from working themselves out. While there are a million different ways to solve any particular problem, the critical thing is that the critical constraints are identified, the possible issues are taken into account, and the design is simple and addresses the problem adequately. Fortunately, this was the case for this tool I designed, and the result is a happy customer and a problem solved. 3D printing has completely changed the game for engineering. Never has the ability to design and iterate hardware been so seamless and accessible. If you have questions or comments, feel free to shoot me a message or visit my website to get in touch. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll always be just a message away from a bespoke and robust solution to your electrical and mechanical needs. If you do need a solution, please reach out and send me a message. I'd be more than happy to discuss your needs and the possible solutions.